What up, is Marcus Dynasty Dads? We're going to be talking about running backs. We're going to be talking about two in particular. Actually, well, two backfield situations, the Patriots and the Jets backfield. Of course, we saw that Ramondre Stevenson now has a new buddy. It's Zeke. And we also saw that Dalvin Cook goes to the Jets, which is, a little surprising on both ends. We're going to start off with the Patriots backfield. We're going to talk about dynasty implications. We're going to be talking about 2023 season, what this does to both players, Ramondre, what it also does to Ezekiel Elliot too. So, I still think that Ezekiel Elliot has a little left in the tank. And I think Zeke, and when we talk about Dalvin Cook at that age level, I think of some of the players like Latavius Murray and Mark Ingram. Players that are going to have some value, but not the elite type of RB1, RB2 seasons. You're probably looking at RB3 seasons. Maybe an RB4 season, but they're going to be valuable at times, and then there's other games that you're probably going to look at, especially Zeke. You might see 14 rushes for 38 yards, and you're going to go, well, that didn't help me much. What I think this does to Ramondre Stevenson, though, the Patriots are going to use both Zeke and they're going to use both Ramondre Stevenson, and they'll probably use a couple other running backs in the backfield too. It's just what the Patriots do. I've already been probably one of the lowest on Ramondre Stevenson for the 2023 season, but now let's look at Dynasty. I've seen him now slip behind players like Kenneth Walker and Najee Harris, players that I already had ahead of Ramondre. So now I think what just happened is that everybody has come down to basically where my level is. I think Ramondre doesn't change much in my rankings, but I'm lower than most anyways. So now I think everyone has just fallen back to the pack of where I see Ramondre Stevenson. I didn't see him as a top 2 round pick when it comes to fantasy football. I thought that the Patriots backfield has burned me enough times, and maybe that's just my personal vendetta against the Patriots backfield, but we have seen this time in and time out that the Patriots backfield is going to be a running back by committee. It's going to be fantasy relevant at times, and it's going to be fantasy disappearing at other times. And Ramondre Stevenson is a player that could easily all of a sudden be on Bill Belichick's on his bad whatever graces, and all of a sudden Ramondre Stevenson disappears for 4 games, and all of a sudden you're seeing a lot of Zeke because he's the veteran, he's the pass, he's a great pass pro. So I can easily see these things happen, and these things are probably more likely than not likely. So Ramondre Stevenson just moving down the redraft rankings, moving down a couple spots in Dynasty, but again, I already had him in the mid-teens. He wasn't a high-teens player for me. He now just kind of cements himself into this mid-teen range. So that's what I feel like is going on with the Patriots backfield. The Jets backfield is going to be a little bit more complicated. Dalvin Cook, I think, is the better running back right now in his career than Ezekiel Elliot. And Kareem Hunt has probably the most gas left, you would say, of the 3 running backs, and we don't know where he's going to go. So what do we say? What do we think that Dalvin Cook is going to do here? I think that this is a 2023 putting a governor on Breece Hall. I honestly think that the Jets are going to make a note of it to really use Dalvin Cook as much as they possibly can. Breece Hall is a great dynasty running back, but this worries me for the 2023 season. There are only so many seasons that you're going to get out of a running back. And so this hurts Breece Hall's argument. When we talk about, the only reason why that you could probably argue him ahead of Jonathan Taylor at this point is Jonathan Taylor has his own issues. This makes Bijan the running back one pretty much cemented into that. And this is just a frustrating situation for the Jets. Just for me personally, Breece Hall was a 4th round pick. Now where do you have Breece Hall? It's like, where do you put him in there with the Dalvin Cook situation? And honestly, I think that this devalues Breece Hall quite a bit. And this could be one of those plays where we look at this and maybe it's an overreaction, but I think that Breece Hall takes actually a pretty big 2023 hit. Dynasty-wise, it's a 1-year contract. I could see Dalvin Cook, them using him a lot, and then seeing, okay, well, it's now the Breece Hall show. He also is recovering from injury, where Ramondre Stevenson is not. And that is where I see the first few weeks, it being a Dalvin Cook show. And I think at this point, in Dynasty and in Redraft, you might be able to buy Breece Hall 3-4 games into the season after he has an extremely slow start. And that is my prediction. I think he is going to have an extremely slow start, and then I think he's going to start picking up more and more carries into the backfield. So if you're looking at weeks 4 to 8, I think that's going to be your buying window. And then week 8 to 17, that's where I think Breece Hall is going to have a better second half than Dalvin Cook. But my money's on it that Dalvin Cook has a better first 8 weeks. And my money's on it that Breece Hall will have a better 9 through 17. It's just a messy backfield to be a part of. And so that is what we're dealing with. Let's talk a couple more running backs. So Dalvin Cook, what does this do with Dalvin Cook? Honestly, I think this actually devalues Dalvin Cook. There are situations, whether it's Kansas City, whether it's Buffalo going with his brother, whether it's going somewhere else, not in Breece Hall territory, I feel like this hurts. This hurts Dalvin Cook. I feel like this is going to devalue him. Jonathan Taylor, let's talk about him a little bit. Is he injured? Is he not injured? Contract negotiations. Right now, there is a lot of people banging on the Barkley CMC as RB3 in Dynasty. I still can't do it. I still have JT there. But this is a huge concern. And now he has a running quarterback, Anthony Richardson, that could take some goal line carries away. That team is not going to be good. That division is not going to be good. All minus Trevor Lawrence, and that I think they'll be good. But man, it's just a mess there. I think Jonathan Taylor is one of the riskiest players in 2023. And right now I'm seeing him go. I would rather have Nick Chubb in 2023. I would rather have players like Bijan in 2023. I'd rather have, I put him almost into the category, and I know that this might be an overreaction, but I have like Najee Harris. What's the difference between Najee Harris and Jonathan Taylor in 2023? I mean, what is the difference between them? You have Najee Harris is a great pass catcher, lots of volume. Jonathan Taylor, he's multi-versatile. Like, they're both going to be on teams that might be a little rough. Like, I don't see much of a difference, but I see draft-wise, you're seeing Jonathan Taylor 2, and you're seeing Najee Harris going around 3. Jonathan Taylor versus Ramondre Stevenson. Where are we going to have that argument? I have Jonathan Taylor ahead of him in 2023, but there's before you would say the Ezekiel Elliot news, Ramondre Stevenson was right around that area. So again, some concerns. We want to see where Kareem Hunt goes. He's visiting every single team. Is he going to sign with the Vikings? Is he going to sign with Colts? He's gonna hurt somebody's value at some point. It's who's it going to be. So that's my prediction on what I think it's going to be affected in redraft and dynasty for those two backfields. Peace out. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow when we're doing some more mock drafting. Take care.